Hi, I'm Chris Arms. I'm the spokesman for the Weathersby Guild and the owner of Weathersby Guild, Savannah. I'd like to take a few moments today to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. The Weathersby Guild is a nationwide network of furniture tradesmen and craftsmen. Our main clientele is moving companies and insurance companies, but we do work for designers, hospitality interests, and like you, our most important clientele are private residential customers. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a concept for which we are very proud, which is the high number of veterans we have within the Weathersby Guild. The Weathersby Guild is deeply rooted in military service, from our founder through many of our members. I'd like to introduce you to a couple of them today. I would like to begin with Senior NCO Jeff Walton. Jeff has the distinction of having served in the United States Marine Corps prior to his service in the United States Army. After joining the Army, Jeff deployed to Iraq with the 132nd Military Police Company, with whom he fought in many engagements with enemy forces. That's Jeff on the front row on the right. His best friend Doug is over his right shoulder wearing the flak vest. Jeff's friend Doug, seen here on the left, would play a major role in an event that almost cost Jeff his life. On one mission carried out by a convoy of Humvee personnel carriers, Jeff's Humvee was blown up by an IED, severely injuring occupants and critically wounding Jeff. Doug was riding in a Humvee behind Jeff's and was the first to reach Jeff and applied first aid that saved his mangled arm and probably his life. Guild headquarters found Jeff on the Wounded Warrior website and gave him a Weathersby Guild with all the equipment and training necessary to become a very successful Guild member. He now owns 3 Weathersby Guild locations. Jeff is very active in serving combat veterans who struggle with PTSD from their wartime experience. In this picture, Jeff is surrounded by several of his fellow soldiers that also survived the explosion that almost took his life. The next veteran I would like to introduce you to is Jason Migliori, who owns Weathersby Guild Richmond. Jason was a member of the famed Golden Knights skydiving demonstration team. After serving with the Golden Knights, Jason deployed to Afghanistan, where he spent a year directing all the fuel, oil, and lubricant supplies necessary for the war effort in country. He returned to his family and resides in Richmond, Virginia. Next up is our dear retired Ed Schroeder. Eddie served as the company commander of the 5th Company, 33rd Armored Battalion, 24th Infantry Division. Ed commanded a company of M1A2 Abrams battle tanks that are still in service today. The next veteran I would like to introduce is Jim Hennessy. Jim served as a senior NCO in the United States Air Force. His specialty was the maintenance of instrument flight systems and aircraft weapons systems. After retiring from the Air Force, Jim worked for both Department of the Air Force and the Department of Defense as an IT contract compliance manager. Today, Jim and his lovely wife Missa live in Culpeper, Virginia, from where he conducts his guild operation, trains new apprentices, and helps manage the Weathersby Guild IT platforms. Our next veteran is Warrant Officer 3 Marcus Rambo. Marcus served a 1-year deployment in Iraq and was in Tikrit during the capture of the infamous Saddam Hussein. Marcus now lives with his family in central Colorado, where he operates Weathersby Guild Colorado Springs. The next veteran I would like to introduce you to is I, Chris Arms. I was a United States Marine Corps F-18 pilot. I served for about 13 years in total, including 1 deployment to the Western Pacific, 2 deployments to Iraq, and 1 deployment to Afghanistan. I very much appreciate when people say thank you for your service, but truth is, I got to live my childhood dream of being a fighter pilot for 13 years. I'm very happy to have served my country. I miss it every day. I love the culture that we develop in the Weathersby Guild. It's very deeply rooted in our military service, but it's also a family. It's a network. It's everything that all of our veterans missed, loved, and deeply, deeply treasure about their experiences in the United States military. The last veteran I would like to introduce is our founder, Kent Weathersby. Kent learned the art of furniture repair from his father, also Kent Weathersby, at the age of 15 and perfected his craft throughout high school and college in Norfolk, Virginia. He then joined the United States Air Force, where he became an aircraft commander of the KC-135 in-flight refueler. Kent is seen here on a combat mission over the Oshawa Valley in Vietnam. After leaving the Air Force, Kent became a commercial airline pilot and flew several fleets and instructed on the Boeing 737 and the Airbus A320. After retiring from United Airlines in 2003, Kent and our CEO Steve Bentz formed the Weathersby Guild, which by today has grown to almost 60 domestic units and 6 international locations. One of the many keys of the success of the Weathersby Guild is our desire to continue to further our education and continue learning in our craft. We'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel, where we'll be posting some instructional videos that you may find fun, enjoyable, and enlightening. Thank you.